Nick Dutch back again, very quickly. Here's the boring bit, a little bit of self-promotion. This is on lulu.com. Maybe you want to get yourself a copy, maybe not. It's up to you. But it's on lulu.com. I made it. It's quite nice. Christmas and Yuletide and Festival of Human Lights and all that other stuff is coming around about December time, so maybe you want to buy someone a gift, and that's a gift idea for anyone you know who's slightly weird. Written by someone who's very weird. Isn't that lovely? Now, today we're talking about healthcare. And this is a big issue in America, okay? But did you know that there is an underground, a pagan underground specifically for healthcare? Firstly, there's the Herbalist Highway, which is a network of hedge witches operating along Route 66. The rural hospitals are closing, so they're setting up mobile clinics in converted vans. Real medical professionals, qualified medical professionals, who happen to also be witches, nurses and EMTs, and even a couple of doctors. They accept payments in produce, homemade goods, or indeed nothing at all. It's like healthcare in America sucks. So these people are saying, hang on a minute, we could do something about it. We'll do something about it. They're doing something about it. Yes, good, do it, please. I don't care if you're Christian or pagan or Muslim or whatever, just do things for people. It's nice, it's appropriate. Secondly, Bridget's Healing Hands, the Dianic witches, are funding surgeries through crowdfunding circles. Each member contributes $50 monthly, and when someone needs surgery, the circle pays. And they've covered 47 surgeries in 2 years. Everything from appendectomies to cancer treatments. No insurance companies have been involved. Excellent. Good old Bridget's Healing Hands. We got the mountain midwives in an Appalachian granny wives who've been delivering babies since before hospitals existed. Proper witches, okay? With rural units closing, their only option for pregnant women is within the 200-mile area is to go and see these mountain midwives. They charge $300 total, which is a damn sight less than everything else, including prenatal care, delivery, and postpartum support. That's amazing. So that's a more affordable way of doing things. $300 total. It's not as bad as going to the other places. Then you got the Heathen Health Corps. The Norse pagans who've been training as EMTs specifically for rural areas. They run weekend and emergency response training and use the old Viking longhouses as classrooms. Over 300 certified first responders are now active, covering areas where ambulances take 45 minutes or more to arrive. This is pagans, people of faith, doing things in community. I like this. Then we got the Kitchen Witch Apothecary. The resistance carries on. Covens are growing medicinal herbs on abandoned farmland. They're producing tinctures, salves and teas that actually do their stuff. Willow bark for pain because it's got aspirin in it. Plantain for wounds, comfrey for bones. Local doctors are starting quietly referring patients who can't afford prescriptions. So you can go, the doctor says, okay, you're a bit skint, I'm not allowed to say this, but I know these people, I'm not allowed to say this, but I know these people, good, very good, very good. Then there's the crowdfunding covens, which is using full moon circles as a cover for medical bill fundraisers. So people can't afford medical bills, they can join these circles and get the money together, and then they can have their treatment. Each person writes their magical debt on bay leaves. They burn them while simultaneously launching a GoFundMe campaign. Average raise per circle, $8,000, and they've paid off $400,000 in medical debt so far. They're paying off medical debt, stopping people from losing their homes and ending up in bankruptcy and losing everything else just because they needed an operation. This is amazing. Here's what's really revolutionary. The underground dental network, where rural dentists charge $50 for extractions and $200 for root canals. They work out of barns and basements and even in converted chicken coops. All cash, no questions asked. One dentist in Kentucky calls herself the Tooth Witch and has pulled 800 plus teeth in 3 years. She's learned dentistry from YouTube videos and old textbooks, and her waiting room is a circle of hay bales. That's a bit complicated. Learning from YouTube has its challenges, but on the other hand, she's doing it and it's kind of like working, and I don't think from what's being said in the report that's being given to me that anything bad has happened, so therefore it's just plain good. Right, we also have the surgery circle, and this one's pretty amazing. This is witches with actual medical training performing minor surgeries in secret. One woman in Missouri performed, who is a former army medic, removes cysts, treats abscesses, and even sets broken bones straight. And her operating room is a sanitized shed with equipment bought from medical supply auctions, and she's treated 200 plus people who couldn't afford emergency rooms. Awesome. Then there's the prescription underground, which is working in pharmacies who divert medication to those who can't afford them. Antibiotics, insulin, blood pressure medications, they use old pagan symbols as codes. A pentagram drawn on a prescription bag means this one's free. They've saved at least 89 lives. That's been reported. 89 lives have been saved. 89 lives have been saved. Right. Then there's the Children Health Brigade, where witches who've essentially adopted sick kids whose parents can't afford treatment. One coven in Tennessee has been caring for a little girl with leukemia, paying for her chemo, driving her to appointments, even taking shifts at the hospital. The child's parents worked 3 jobs and each still couldn't afford the $3,000 monthly medication. $3,000. And these witches are growing herbs, they're selling honey, they're reading tarot, whatever it takes to, get the money together to help things out. This is, they're working to raise the money for people who need the money for real help. Providing hope in places where the hope died, where the last hospital closed. Yeah. Now, wouldn't it be good, right, if this could just be pagans and Christians and Jews and Muslims and atheists all together? Wouldn't it? Just a hypothesis. I'll report, you decide, and I'll speak to you in the next wonderful video. Bye for now.